Welcome back. Now, when it rains in Nairobi, it pours. Residents of the capital have in the last week experienced the worst possible scenarios following continued rains. Some have described the aftermath as an embarrassment that a major capital can be brought to its knees from showers. So who is to blame? Nairobi Governor Dr. Evans Kidero is on the record with KTN's Edith Kimani.
This past week has undoubtedly been a nightmare for Nairobi residents. On Monday, a 2-hour downpour led to a citywide traffic snarl-up, left cars submerged, and worst, at least 10 people lost their lives after a wall came tumbling down on them in South Sea. That's an estate on the outskirts of the CBD. Tuesday was no better, with traffic reportedly lasting up to 11 hours in some places, leaving 11 children in a primary school bus trapped in the cold and rain for over 10 hours. The Standard newspaper actually reported that through the rain and wild traffic, border operators were ferrying people to hospitals, most of them with children. So it's no wonder that Nairobi Governor Evans Kidero found himself facing a gun's barrel. But it was not until Wednesday, when the storm had literally passed, that Kidero finally said something. I would like to assure Nairobians that the county government, in collaboration with Kenya National Highways Authority and Kenya Urban Roads Authority, are doing their best to unclog all blocked drainage systems in the city to ensure smooth and efficient flow of water. Nairobi County, the business hub of East Africa, was ground to a halt because of blocked drainage. But Kidero quickly came up with a plan to fix the problem. The county government announced that a 50 million shilling emergency recovery fund would be set up and used largely to clear and unblock clogged drainage channels and reconstruct damaged roads. Now, it sounds really good on paper, but the truth is that Kidero's plan is simply a proposal. See, the money Kidero is talking about will come from the development expenditure budget of the county, but for the next financial year. So we're talking about 2015-2016. However, before he can get that money, the proposal has to be tabled in the county assembly, debated and approved by the MCAs. This process is usually no less than 3 months. And let's not forget that the money needs to be released from the national government. Traditionally, that money is sent out to counties after the first quarter, meaning that realistically, the earliest that money can be used for this emergency is in the second quarter, which begins in October. Then there's the fact that the drainage situation is a long-term project, and as such, before any service to unblock these drains can commence, there must first be the rigorous procurement process of the contractor. Yet Kidero still insists that drainage and improvement of road networks in Nairobi County is one of my key priorities. One might be inclined to agree with this statement if they're looking at the county government budget implementation review reports. See, according to that report, Nairobi County spent 18 million shillings on routine maintenance of roads and 13 million shillings on rehabilitation of access roads and other projects in the first financial quarter. The half-year report shows that this half-year alone, Nairobi County has pumped 113.4 million shillings into maintenance of roads. So where is this money going? Down the drain, if we're to go by the Auditor General's report. On roads in Nairobi County, the report reads in part, physical verification on sampled roads revealed that most of the roads rehabilitated had gone back to their dilapidated state, indicating shoddy or poor supervision of the works. It gets even better. The report continues to say, it was not explained why the final payment certificates were made before thorough inspection and commissioning of the rehabilitation works. Some construction firms were also given multiple and continuous maintenance works before carrying due diligence on previous performance and capacity. Well, that seems to explain the poor state of the roads, but what about the root cause? Garbage buildup in the county, clogging up the drains. Well, that same Auditor General's report makes some very interesting observations. Inquiries at the Registrar of Companies revealed that some of the firms, these are the ones contracted to collect garbage, were not traceable at the Registrar of Companies, while audit inspection at Dandora dump site revealed that some lorries did multiple dumping within a few minutes. So, for example, at 10-minute intervals, making it doubtful whether they had actually left the site. It was also observed that 166,225,352 shillings was paid to various firms which were not in the pre-qualified tendering list. So there are clearly issues of accountability and transparency plaguing this one aspect of Nairobi County, and the solution has been to throw more money into the muddy waters. So far, it's been difficult to point out a single actionable plan that is in place from the county government. Let's not forget that it is the national government, through the deployment of 10,000 servicemen, that has come to the rescue of Nairobi. But Kidero says that drainage and improvement of road networks in Nairobi County is one of my main priorities. But to be fair, Mother Nature can be unpredictable, and no one can quite anticipate a river bursting its banks. In fact, Kidero himself said it. In 2 days, we have had 10% of the annual rainfall, 150 millimeters of the 1,870 in 365 days, worse than El Nino rains of 1997. Well, that's true. But it's also true that the Meteorological Department had forewarned everybody about this. On their website, the Meteorological Department has highlighted depressed rainfall is expected over most of the eastern sector of the country during March to May 2015 long rain season. However, rainfall over most parts of western and central counties is likely to be near average with a slight tendency to above average over several parts of western Kenya. Nairobi County is lumped in the central counties. The department goes on to make a very specific recommendation to county authorities. Municipalities located in western and central regions where good rainfall is expected are advised to open up drainage systems early enough so as to avoid water accumulation due to surface runoff that lead to flash flooding. This forecast was published on the 27th of February 2015, 2 months before the rains began. Nairobi accounts for 60% of the country's GDP. One county is responsible for more than half of the entire country's wealth. And when that county grinds to a halt, then a lot of money is lost. Official data actually indicates that an average of 50 million shillings is lost daily through traffic. And that's ordinary traffic, not 11-hour traffic. Money was lost. Property was destroyed and lives were lost. But Kidero said, sincere condolences to the families who have lost their loved ones as a result of the current heavy rains and 7 others injured. See, Kidero may be sorry, but sometimes sorry is a sorry word.